Start in mountain pose. Inhale the arms up high. Press the hands together and bring them down to heart center. Close the eyes. Set intention here. Find stability first physically in the body, and then find stability in the mind, creating space for clarity. Inhale the arms back up. And exhale, hands by your side, Tadasana. Starting with alternate nostril breathing, take your left thumb to your nostril. Then, as you inhale, and then exhale through the right nostril, closing off the left. Inhale through the right nostril. Close it off with the pinky. Exhale through the left nostril. Continue this process for 5 full rounds, continuing to breathe intentionally. Notice the amount of concentration it takes to maintain the pattern. When you complete this, come back to Tadasana. Inhale the arms up high. Interlace the fingers so the palms face up. Start to bring the shoulders behind you and follow it with your gaze. Rotate the palms back together and find a forward fold, reaching for the toes. Let's inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold, closing the gap between the chest and the thighs. Inhale, high mountain, hands by your side, Tadasana. Going into the various trees. Take your right foot down and bring your left foot to the inside of your ankle. If you want to increase the intensity, take it to the inner thigh. Now, challenge your drishti. Take your gaze up toward the sky. Breathe here, inhale, and exhale. Bringing the hands back down to heart center, follow it with your gaze. Now, if you want to make it even more challenging, let's bring this into lotus tree. Take the outer edge of the ankle and press it on top of the right thigh, closer to the hip crease. Now we're going to sink down into figure 4. We'll have a series of options here to take. The first one will allow you to grow some wings as you bring your chest down toward the thighs. Inhale through the triceps, lift the heart. Exhale, bring the hands back to heart center. And come back into standing. Actually, no, come back down to the ground. Place your palms on the ground. Press the shin onto the backs of the arms. And send your right leg toward the sky. You can keep the knee bent, or you can keep it touching down. Then you'll take your hands back to heart center. And we'll go back to that figure 4 tree. Readjust the ankle back higher on the thigh. Find some stability by grounding down through the standing leg. Start to sink down. We're going into option number 2, tree stand. Place your hands down for stability and then bring the seat toward the heel of the foot. If you can balance here, try taking one hand to the ground. Stare at something that doesn't move, so staring at your shadow does not help. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands down, straighten the back leg out. Inhale back into that lotus tree or figure 4 chair, wherever you decide to go. Final option is your third option. It will be hinging at the hips, reaching for the floor. Figure 4, forward fold. Take a couple breaths here, inhaling and fully exhaling. Now, inhale the arms back through center and come into a one-legged mountain. Place the foot on the ground. Inhale both arms up. Have a seat, Utkatasana chair pose. Lifting the ribs away from the hips, sink down through your seat bones. Now we're going to shift our gaze and the weight distribution into our tiptoes. Inhaling into awkward pose, lining the knees forward in line with the hips and the hips underneath the shoulders. Start to sink all the way down and we'll go into the various boat variations. Variation number 1 is high boat, feet toward the sky, chest pulls in toward the thighs. Variation 2, mid boat, chest keeps pressing toward the thighs and the shins are parallel. Variation 3, anchored boat, toes touch the ground, chest still pulls toward the thighs. Inhale, staff pose, extend the legs. Exhale, seated forward fold. Inhale, full breath in. And exhale, close the gap between the chest and the thighs. Go to the space where the back of the spine starts to round, and then see if you can straighten out here. Getting close to the end of this sequence, we'll go into 3 variations for inversions. The first one is waterfall. Stack the heels above the hips, point the tailbone to the top of your mat and the crown of the head to the back. Press up through the centers of the arch. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, come into shoulder stand. Support the lower back. Lift the hips above the shoulders. Squeeze the elbows toward each other. And you can either keep your hands here at the lower back or you can place them on the ground. Gently lifting the body up away from the shoulders. Now the last option is plow pose. Walking the toes over the head. If you have neck issues, be careful here. You may want to avoid it so as not to put too much pressure down. Engage the core as you come all the way down. Now bring your knees into the chest and start to rock and roll into easy pose. Legs crossed, crisscross applesauce. Inhale those hands all the way up. And then bring your palms together. Exhale.